Welcome to East Tennessee Pinball. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm basically filming the introduction of stuff I've pretty much already finished up. So I've got two different games. I'm going to call this one the best and the worst of the week. I did a video on the Wizard that you're going to get to see that one first. It's not a real long one, but it was pretty interesting. And then I did another, this will be the third kind of short video on this Gold Ball. And yeah, this thing just continues to deliver. So enjoy the two videos. They're kind of back to back. So cheers. Welcome to East Tennessee Pinball. I just pulled out this Wizard. The guy came in about 3 days ago and bought it. I had it listed as a project, and he went ahead and bought it as a fully restored game. I don't know, restored is the exact word I'd say, but you know, fixed up nice and playable and looking pretty. So that's what I'm gonna try to do here. This was stuck in the back. I've had it in the back for a while. Just looking, that's looking pretty ugly. I'm gonna see if I can find a new one of those. Anyway, it's got some ball swirl. Not too much missing paint that I see off the top of the head, top of my head. Posts are pretty yellowed, but that's easily fixable. Somebody's put rubbers on it fairly recently. They're still flexible. Looks like the plastic set's in pretty good shape. Anyway, I'm gonna go find the head to this thing. It's back here somewhere in this mess, and put it together. And I bought this thing and I've never stood it up, so we'll see what kind of condition it's in. So I just got the head thrown up here. It doesn't look too shabby. I mean, the score reels are really dusty. That unit there is a little dirty, but you know, not that bad. Let me see if it'll move. Steps up, see if it goes down. I think it went, yeah. It's free. The match unit surely is not gonna move. Is it moving? It is moving. You can see in there, moving freely. This thing looks pretty clean. Those female Jones plugs look nice and shiny. This thing looks so good compared to the top of the playfield. I was almost wondering if it's a different game, but this is 11568. And this is also 11568, but the top of this has had a little bit of water, so this is all rusted up here. That probably end up painting that. That little ball guard is all rusty. And this side rail, pretty bad looking too. Got some rust. That may be beyond fixing. You could put it in, take it off, put it in a Vaporust, but I may just get some new side rails for it. I don't know. Yeah, more rust on this little lift. That will probably polish off of there mostly. So let's get. There's no glass, which means there's probably shards of glass everywhere. I shouldn't say shards, they're little diamonds. Somebody broke the glass probably somewhere along the lines. Get this look inside. Oh, it didn't look too bad. Oh, that looks a little toasty right there. I've got an incoming call. Let me answer it real quick. So I'm back off my phone call here, but yeah, this thing looks pretty decent inside. No shards of glass by any means. The coin mechs are all in, or the coin mechanisms are all intact. The wires are, well, there's one cut. The hold coil is cut, but that's only one, and it's just, somebody desoldered it there, so it wasn't buzzing, but everything, all the wires are intact, which is awesome. These Jones plugs look pretty decent. I'd say excellent compared to most of them. Let's see if these units are gonna move. They do. I mean, I always go through these things anyway, but it just kind of gives me idea of the shape things are in. Just looking down at these contacts, you know, they look clean, or moderately clean. Fuse holders, oh, these are awful. These will have to get replaced no matter what. Even if they're working now, they're just, this style is just very weak. I don't want to break one. If you push very hard, usually they'll break off. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this sucker in. Get those Jones plugs in the back, plug those in. Maybe plug this in. I wonder why that was unplugged. This coin door. I'm going to plug in the Jones plugs for the head. And heck, this thing may boot up. Who knows? I'll throw a moderately decent ball in there just in case it wants to spit it out, because that'd be pretty cool. Okay, I heard the relay go. I got my coin up lights are going. Hit the start button here. Holy I almost said it. I almost said it. That's the first time this thing is probably booted in, well, I know for certain, because I've had this game almost 2 years. So at least, I don't think surely this thing is not going to play score points. Wow. I saw the flag move. This thing is playing. Geez, if I'd have known this thing was this close, I'd have fixed it a long time ago. Okay, so let's do this. I forget how to... So that flag 1 is lit, so that should be a 1,000-point spinner. Oh, 100-point spinner, and it is a 100-point spinner. Let's do flag 2. That did flag 2. I don't know what flag 2 does. Let's do flag 3. Flag 4. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, extra ball is flag 4, I guess. And it did the shoot again. Got a special there. I think it did it. Well, we're at 10, so it may not be able to go any higher. This thing is working. As far as I can tell, everything is working. 3,000 points. It did 3,000. Some of the chimes are not working. 1,000-point chimes not working. Oh, shoot. That stuck down in there. Had to bang on there, that wire. The switch. There it goes. 500-point units going. I mean, this is crazy. This never happens to me. It's counting off the bonus. I bought this as a non-working game. It was in a garage. It was kind of in a moist environment, and you could tell. I don't know why one side was so much worse than the other. Maybe it was up against the wall or something. But I think this thing's going to clean up all right. The play field, that's going to be the hardest thing. I'm going to stick Jane on this with some magic eraser. Really scrub it. But I don't see any missing paint. Well, there's a little bit from the kicker. Jane will make that absolutely disappear. So I'm gonna have to try to find a can of spray paint that's about that color to repaint this. I may go home, take this and use my needle gun. I've got one of those guns that's got all the needles and just like bangs and just strip that thing down. Strip it down really well. And I'm gonna see if I can find a new one of those, because that is just ugly. I could put some evaporust to look better, but even then it's all kind of bent. And these side rails, this one's actually fair. And this one's just, this would look way better in the evaporust, but that stuff there I mean, all the plating is just pretty much gone. You can make it look silvery again and then oil it before it has a chance to flash rust again, but it's, you know, probably just get a new one, new set. So anyway, geez, this is going to be a quick repair video. I've still got to go through and clean everything. I mean, I've got to make sure all these units are serviced, but it takes about as long as if they're clean as if they're dirty, because you still got to take them apart and clean them and put oil on them, or a little, not oil, but a little PBR grease. But and the score reels, still got to go through all that. But yeah, wow, got lucky on this one. So I just played a 4-player game, and I think every single thing on this game works. I mean, I didn't check the match. I still didn't check the credit unit because it was already on 10 credits, so I couldn't tell if it could go any higher than that. This coil, it looks pretty toasty. I mean, it's gotten hot for sure. Cooked the paper off there, but it's working. I mean, everything. There's clearly some issues. The flippers are kind of big ball hop. That's just a matter of bending this wire guide. The flippers themselves have a fair amount of slop. The pop bumpers are not very poppy. You know, everything needs tuned up, and it's obviously nasty and dirty. But wow, did I see what I thought I saw? I thought I saw. Yeah, that's what I thought I saw. I think that's somebody's attempt at I don't know what's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be some kind of a piece of plastic or a wire guide, but that is not stock. I just was scrolling back and I saw like a wood screw. I'm like, oh no, but yeah, there's 2 wood screws and a spring. I'm not exactly sure what's supposed to be there. Probably another wire form just like that. They were probably missing it, so they did that. I guess it kind of works. At least they didn't drive them in too far. I'll get a new wire form and put it in there. Okay, so I need to add another thing to my list because I am about out of spare wire forms. I've got a bunch of random ones from Steve, so there's my list so far. Anyway, not much of a video. I don't think I'm gonna do a repair video on this one because it's just like kind of routine cleaning. No, there's not gonna be a diagnosis and fixing because it all works. Sorry guys, sometimes I get lucky. So I'm back at this 8-ball. Let me tell you a couple things I've done on this. First off, I stripped and cleaned the play field and put new rubbers and took everything apart, put it back together. It looks way better. In fact, the plastics just turned out, I mean, they look brand new. And that's because they are brand new. I was planning to take the old ones and, you know, stick them between 2 pieces of glass and stick them in the oven at 200 degrees C. Oh, did I mean to say 200 degrees F? Actually, it was I put them in the oven, and there's a little button on the front of my oven that goes between C and F, and it was on the C. So I cooked them at 200 degrees C instead of 200 degree F. Yeah, and that's what comes out. So they were actually in pretty decent shape, but, you know, I had to buy a new set. Fortunately, there was a set available. CPR sells them, but, you know, it's about almost a $200 mistake. So there's that. That was really fun. But I did get a new set of plastics, and they do look pretty good. And the whole game looks pretty decent, pretty fair, especially compared to this one. This one was really, really rough looking. So that's pretty decent. But the last thing that's been giving me headaches is just kind of on a sporadic basis, the right out lane and the left. This is actually in lane because the ball swoops around. That's actually the out lane there. But the right out lane, the left out lane or in lane, and the lower pop bumper. All 3 of those switches will periodically just turn off, stop working during the game. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. I think through lots and lots of playing around, I I think it's this switch stack here. So normally these lamps, they're just tacked down on this switch stack. And I think I'm getting a little bit of current from these through the switch stack to the switch. I have just temporarily, I'm gonna have to put some heat shrink over these, but I just wanted to see if this is actually indeed the problem. And because it's kind of a sporadic problem, I don't know if I fixed it yet. It's working right now. I've got to play, you know, a dozen or games or more before I'll kind of know for sure whether or not I have fixed the problem. So yeah, this game is just like been trouble, been lots of troubles. So anyway, I think this is the last thing I've got, but who knows? I'm gonna play a dozen games here real quick and find out. Should mention in investigating that issue, one of the things I assumed was maybe it needed a new connector, so I repinned that connector, and I already put a new header pin on there. No, I didn't put a new header pin. That's the original header pin. But anyway, it looks clean. I don't think that's the issue. And it almost always works when you first boot up the game, and then it will die partway through the game. It's very kind of a weird problem. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna play a dozen games without turning the game off and see if it holds up now that the wires for the lamp are not going through that switch stack. Okay, so my attempt at fixing it did not fix it. I was somewhat hesitant of thinking it would because I had no continuity between those points, but I was kind of like running out desperate. So one thing I didn't do that I said I ought to do is I never did ground these boards because they're all grounded to this foil cardboard, but the foil cardboard is just not a very good ground. So I'm just checking how much voltage loss I've got between like this board and that grounding strap, and I've got 1/10 of a volt DC. If I put it on AC, I've got another 1/10 of a volt. So I'm going to start by just like getting a jumper wire and ground at least that board and maybe this board, and get those two boards grounded and see if that is my issue. I'm just like going crazy with this. Okay, so I grounded all these boards and it's still messed up again, but I did make some progress here. So I got out my little Weebly switch tester. So this little board is a whole bunch of little switches basically, and it plugs in right here. And so it's basically a mimic of the switch matrix here. So you can press any one you want. So that one there, that's my lower pop bumper. I'm pressing it right now and it's not popping, and that's one of the three. So it's, yeah, so again, if this pop bumper doesn't work, this in lane and this out lane. So the way these boards are organized, these are all the switches on the cabinet, and these are all the switches for the I'm sorry, this is the play field and this is the cabinet. I'm gonna undo the cabinet here, and now it's popping. So that's progress. So now I know it's something, and this nonsense is all messed up. You know, it's a bunch of gobbledygook. It's got cut off wires everywhere. So something is shorted in that nonsense. So at least I know where to look. I'm on the path now. I think I'll be able to figure this out. So there's only two things on this door that are currently, well, I didn't check that one. Let me check it real quick. That slams, okay, it is working. The two, I rewired this one and rewired that one, the credit button and the credit switch, and those are wired correctly. I just going through everything and checking. This tilt switch does not work, which is suspect. This other tilt switch, where this ball rolls down, and if it touches there, it connects it. This one was broken. I was basically just in the process of, I was going to cut that or trim that a little bit. If I make contact, well, now it's not going to do it. Well, just a second ago, off camera, I was in the process. I was leaning over here. There it goes. If I touch my arm to the base of the lockdown bar while I'm touching that, it closes the switch. Is that crazy nonsense? That is that's what happens when you have poor grounds. And this game has poor grounds. Because I was starting to trim it, I kept hearing the switch, and I thought, well, maybe I'm hitting that slam switch there, because that one is working. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I was yanking it. What am I doing? And I get back to it and leaning over here, and it started going again. It's like, what am I doing? And I realized it's my freaking arm here touching it. So, this lockdown bar, it appears, I believe it's grounded. I'm going to check the multimeter, but it's got the grounding strap. It goes through here. It goes through all these old green wires down here and up here. I think this is grounded, but somehow or another, there must be a break in the ground or something. I don't know. Or one of the wires has been chafed and is bleeding over to the ground. I don't know. But it's frustrating. It's just nonsense. Nonsense. Well, it's a little bit later. Got a little frustrated. I started desoldering some things. I cut out the capacitor that went over the tilt. All this stuff seems to be working. I don't see anything wrong with it. So I've taken a slightly different approach. I know that something on this connector is bad. So what I did was I put this little jumper in here, and correspondingly so I started with that pin and connected it with, or that female side, and connected that header. And while I held that with one hand, and then I pressed down the switch over here. And it's registering here, beeping. That's because this isn't, but if I so it's the seventh one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I put this and I put that on the seventh pin, seventh from the bottom, so I guess that's number 9. I'm not showing it very well here. Put that seventh on the bottom, it won't record that. So it is this brown and white wire here, which is, I think that's number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's number 10. So I'm gonna get the schematics out, see what that goes, or just come down here and look for a brown and white wire somewhere. I don't see anything here. I don't really. I'm not seeing it. Let me get the schematics out, see if I can find it. So first things first, brown and white is going to be wire color code 665. So that wire is supposed to go to coin left. I'm using coin left, but I've got a different wire going to it, and it's okay because they've all got the same colored coming. They all share this one, and I've got the red and green, so that's either 15 or 20, I'm not sure. But so 65, that wire, I just looked, it's not hooked up to anything. So my guess is it's shorted to ground or something. I don't know. So here's my brown and white wire right here. I may strip this back and just ensure that it's got to be the same one. What I'm tempted to do is just take this wire out of the connector, because I'm not using it at all, and it's causing me all this grief. Gosh, I've got half this thing disconnected. Crazy nonsense I've got going on here. So I pulled that brown and white wire out of the connector. I've just got it sitting there for now, and everything's working. I mean, these out lanes are going. That in lane, this pop bumper, those were the 3 that were messing up, and now they're not. So I think I'll just cut off that connector and tie this in a knot so people know that it's been done on purpose. Like these. My guess is probably somewhere in this break, it's either shorted to ground or more likely probably two of these wires are connected together. They're basically chafed, so the brown is connecting to probably whatever the common one for all these out lanes. Anyway, I'm not sure which one it is, but something like that. And I'm not going to unbundle all these wires when this is completely unused and not necessary. So that's how I'm going to deal with this. In the meantime, I've got to put my tilt mechanism back together and put another cap across there, blah, blah, blah. Play a few games, make sure I've actually fixed it again, because there's a chance it's just working temporarily again. But it seems to be more stable. I've done it, messed around with it enough to where I think I've got it going. Yeah, I have my logic probe out, dropped a screwdriver down in there. It's fun, fun, fun. So I got rid of that brown and white wire out of there, out of the harness, and got my tilt wire and everything wired up, backed up, and everything's good. So I spent 2 or 3 hours dinking around with this thing. This thing, like I said, it's kind of been possessed. It's not that great a game. It's okay. The gold ball is really cool, though. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that's what got me motivated to do this. And I kind of do like the art. This dude here is like kind of cool. I don't know. Penis head, whatever. Yeah, they're all penis heads. What can you say? Even the bald dude's kind of... Anyway, it's kind of a cool game, even though the play is not that great. I did mess up when I put the plastics on. Actually, when I riveted these on. I riveted these on before I got my new plastic set, after I had melted my other one. But there's a piece of plastic that's supposed to go across here with a hole in the center, and I just haven't fixed it yet. I'll do that some other time, maybe. Anyway, so this one was a total pain. And this wizard, if you've already seen the first part of this video, I mean, this thing's set in the back for, geez, almost 2 years maybe, close to it. And I just plugged it in and it worked. And it should not have. I mean, you see all the rust on the... But inside, it was like hermetically sealed. Nothing was rusty inside. All the contacts were good and adjusted. I mean, it's going to be a great playing game. This thing has fought me tooth and nail, but I think I've got it now. So I'm going to do just a gameplay video just for fun. And if those switches stop working, I'm going to take it out of the parking lot and burn it. So the key to this game is spelling gold ball. So you hit that center target and it lights it and advances one. You can also spot a letter here, which is much safer. You can spot a letter there, which is also much safer. I guess that just advances the arrow. So advance bonus and arrow, but it doesn't give spot your letter. So the letters are there, there, and there. And then once you get the gold ball lit, when you drain, the next ball comes out is a gold ball, and it's basically an extra ball. And all scores are tripled. It's pretty awesome, and you got a different background sound to let you know that you really ought to be doing something. This does your bonus multiplier. You can get a bunch of bonus on here. Oh, when the gold ball comes out, there's a skill shot right here. So normally you're going to come down to play, but if you happen to roll over that during the gold ball, it's flashing, and that means you get a special. So free game or points, however you have it set up. When I first started playing this thing, before the outlane started messing up, I was thinking, man, this thing's pretty easy to roll. But then I realized, so there's those flashing lights there. So there's a light there that's on solid for 1 million if you roll it, and it flashes for 2 million. So they weren't quite ready for 7 digits, but they knew they needed to have 7-digit scoring. So that was their compromise. So I'm gonna put you on the stand. I'm gonna fire this thing up. All right, here we go. Oh, if you spell play twice, you get an extra ball. So it's pretty easy. Oh. Well, there's a spot where the ball likes to stick. That hasn't happened before, but it just did there. Oh, I've got the free game set on like 10,000 points, so it was, I'm using the original NPU and it doesn't have a free play option, so that keeps it on free play basically. Oh, great game. Okay, so I got 2 letters, a G and an A. That really sucked. All right. Spinner is way later than it looks like. That was kind of a silly shot. Yeah, super silly. Wow, this is really bad. Okay, 3rd ball. So it looks like your bonus sticks around between balls. That's the best way to get letters, is the upper row. Because that is a death shot. Oh, that was pretty horrible. I'm gonna do it again. I haven't hit that spinner yet. It's so late. That's what I was looking for. All I want to see is the gold ball. Uh-oh. Lean a little to the right. Well, I got 3 letters. That's better than last time with 2. Jesus, I'm starting over. I'm not even going to play ball 3. That's so horrible. Oh, jeez. That's complete death. Complete and total death. Don't even think about shooting that thing. And the 2 outer ones, all they do is move the arrow. They don't even, like, get you anything. It's kind of hard to get a gold ball. Okay, I got my bonus multiplier. If I could hit the spinner every now and then, you know, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Oh, there we go. We about gave that one away. Ooh, another freebie. I missed my play. Oh my gosh. Totally and 100% my fault. Unlikely I'm going to do it on this one. I got 4 letters and I've got to, it's the last 4, so you know. Not every time you hit a letter is going to count probably, because it'll be on the wrong one. Whoa, that was fast. Yeah, not even good. I'll be starting over. Okay, yeah, get rid of the match. I don't care. Oh, I did a 2-player. Well, we'll play as 2-player. may just go for the shooting at center. I don't know. Since I can't hit anything else. Oh, you got to actually hit the center, not the side. I don't want to hit it now because it's going to be. Oh, there we go. If you can do that reliably, you can pretty easily get a free ball. Trying to get up the top and get over that star, but not happening much. Ooh, that was kind of slick. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was the toenails. Okay, I don't need that. That didn't do much good. Oh, I need this one. Okay. Okay. Play one more time and I'll get a free ball. Well, should have a bonus. Okay, I need that too right now. Don't. Oh, shoot, advanced. So that 1 mile away. I got a lot of bonus. 3 times 100 and something thousand. So that's 450,000. I'm not going to play this 2-player because I got a good player one going. So let this one go out. Okay, so I need to advance this thing a few times. Oh, I gotta start over. Your progress on the extra ball does not carry. Kind of makes sense. So I need to advance 2 or 4. I thought there was an advance 4 somewhere. Advance is 3. That advance is 1. So I need to hit that right arrow. Or the center one, I guess. Okay, I need to hit this. Oh, geez, I advanced like 15 or something. Oh! I got the golden nut. Ah, here we go. Kind of annoying. So there's my skill shot at the top flashing at me. I don't know. That's pretty skilly. Oh, that's the closest I've come. I guess you want to do this. Oh, this is like an extra ball, but I kept my bonus and I kept my progress on play, so it's a ball extension. It's not an extra ball. I guess my bonus is tripled too. All scores value. It's because that was still lit when it was counting off the bonus. Yeah, so that got me 957,000. So I'm gonna let this one go because this is player 2. So I'm gonna roll this thing. Well, kind of roll it. I'll get $1 million. Probably just with my bonus. I've got 290,000 in bonus. So that 3 is a 290,000 point shot if I could hit it. And I didn't. Still. So that 1,000,000 point light lit up. So I've got, well, I'll drain this last ball to clear too. So I've got the 1,060,000. Well, not a very great game, but you know, at least I got the gold ball. And more importantly, my outlanes are working and my lower pop bumper's working. So I got that issue fixed. I think everything's working. So anyway, I'm calling it quit on this one. Maybe I'll stick on that plastic. It's around here somewhere. I can grab it real quick, show it to y'all. Yeah, here's that plastic. So it's basically supposed to go on like that. So that one actually has a target, and these two do not. So this plastic is riveted to those two switches, and then that one can move. You can hit it. I guess that's how it is. You hit it like that. So it takes that makes that one a hard shot to hit. Yeah, that's going to make that really hard to hit. Anyway, I think I'll get to that another day. So if you liked the video, click like and subscribe, and I will see you around on the next one. Cheers.